meet the men from the ministry. Join us now for another canter down the corridors of power with Norma Ronald, Ronald Baddiley, John Graham, and the men from the ministry, Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. At the ministry, dedicated men work long hours to guide the ship of state through the proper channels and steer it safely up the creek. In the General Assistance Department, they tackle a multitude of problems.
Is it time for 11s yet?
No, Mr. Lamb, you've only just had your 10:30.
Have I? I've been so busy I hardly noticed.
Oh, so I see. You stuck that chocolate finger behind your ear and eaten half your pencil.
I'm helping the Ministry of Agriculture, Mildred.
Yeah, dealing with farmers' problems, aren't you? What sort of things do they ask?
Well, one farmer's seeking advice on milking. He's got a Friesian herd.
What did you recommend?
The centrally heated cowshed. Not only that, he's asked us to find a pedigree bull to mate with his cows.
Well, surely that's a job for the farmer.
No, it has to be a bull, apparently. And then there's this villain in Dorset who's selling bogus rhubarb.
Bogus rhubarb? Whatever's that?
He paints stale celery pink.
The farming board rang just now about next week's big agricultural show. They've got a problem with horse manure, and they want you to go into it.
Isn't that typical? I get all the rotten jobs and never a helping hand from Mr. LENNOX-BROWN.
Well, he's assisting the Arts Council, isn't he?
Exactly. That's the sort of thing I should be doing. I'm much more of a show business type than he is.
Do you think so, Mr. Lamb?
Of course. I'm a natural dancer. When I left school, I thought about going into musical comedy, but my headmaster said I should try the civil service.
He's seen your administrative abilities.
No, he'd seen my dancing. He felt it was ahead of its time.
Shame.
Still, I've had my moments in the civil service players. I was one of the dancers in West Side Story.
Oh, I heard about that. You got some funny reviews.
Well, we had to provide our own costumes, you see, and I hadn't realized American teenagers don't wear top hat and tail.
Morning, Joe.
Morning, Ma'am. You're early today. We haven't had our 11s.
Oh, I like your velvet beret, sir, and that big floppy bow tie.
Thank you. Thank you, yes. Well, it's this Arts Council work, you know. Mingling with artists and writers as I do, I think it's as well to look like one.
He certainly looks like one.
I heard that, too. Oh. Yes. No doubt you're jealous because I'm moving in artistic circles and you, as usual, are moving in ever-decreasing ones.
The permanent undersecretary rang, sir. He said he'd be dropping in to see you.
Oh, yes, well, Sir Gregory's very keen on this Arts Council work, you know. Ah, here he is. Good morning to you, Sir Gregory.
Good morning, LENNOX-BROWN.
Do sit down, would you? Yeah. Put your feet up on Mr. Lamb's chair. Or on Mr. Lamb, if you prefer it.
Thank you. Now, the Arts Council have asked for our help with next week's gala at the Royal Albert Hall.
Oh, my word, Sir Gregory.
Well, as you know, it's to be a great occasion.
Yes.
Leading singers and dancers from the common market countries are coming here specially for this one show.
It should be extremely cultural.
Yes, well, we'll have to put up with that, but the hospitality and accommodation all have to be arranged. That'll be your job.
It will be an honor, sir.
There'll be lots to do, Sir Lamb had better help you.
Oh, I'd be happy to, sir. It'll be much more fun than helping the farming board.
You'll continue to do that as well, Lamb. This extra job is a bonus.
Thank you, Sir Gregory.
But, well, the gala evening's next Friday.
Yes.
So you've a busy week ahead of you. If you're really pushed, you can enlist Mr. Crawley from the office next door.
Hello, Miss Murphy. I just popped in to wish you a nice holiday.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Crawley.
I hear you're off to, what's his name again?
Car Beach on Sea, that's right. Only I wish Mr. LENNOX-BROWN and Mr. Lamb would hurry up back from lunch. They said I could go early, and my boyfriend's waiting downstairs with his motorbike.
I hope you get plenty of what's his name.
Well, we had a week there last year, and it only rained twice. Once for 3 days and once for 4.
Well, anyway, have a good time, and don't forget to send us a what's his name.
I'll try and find you one of them funny ones where there's a big fat lady with a huge what's his name. Oh, Blimey's got me at it now. Hello? General Assistant Department. News nothing with whom you are addressing. Oh, it's you, Bernard. No, I can't leave till I get back, can I? What? Well, your porter's bound to object, isn't he, if you keep revving up your motorbike in the hall? Just be patient, love. I'll be down in a minute. Since he started that oatmeal bread, he's been like a caged beast.
Is this the General Assistance Department?
Oh, that's right, sir. Can I help you?
My name's Angus.
Oh, not one of the other Dean Anguses.
No, I'm Angus from Inverness, Ministry of Agriculture.
The Min of Ag. Mr. Lamb's been helping your lot, hasn't he?
Well, let's say he's been trying to. I need all the help I can get, you see. My schedules are terribly tight.
Nasty.
The big agricultural show opens at Earl's Court on Friday, as you know. And you may also have heard we've a problem with Europe's #1 pig.
No, I didn't even know Sir Gregory was involved.
No, lassie. I'm talking about a real pig. A genuine, actual swine.
So was I.
The French are sending this pig here especially for the show. She's called La Belle Marguerite.
Oh. And what do you want my bosses to do?
Well, I've a telegram here from the Common Market Farming Executive.
Oh. La Belle Marguerite arrives Tilbury 1000 hours Friday. Extra attraction for London show after Points Triumph in Paris and Rome. Well, what's that mean?
Well, they're Europe's top agricultural shows. She got maximum points at each.
Well, I never. Have ministry officials meet her with suitable transport and escort her to venue. Oh, I see. They're to collect this pig at the docks.
And they'll have to sign the landing permits. There's a special quarantine concession. Well, I must be off. Cattle and pigs everywhere. I'm up to my eyes in it. You'll see to get the message.
Oh, yes, sir. I'll put it on the desk right away. General Assistance Department? No, love, they're still not back. As soon as they get here, I'll make a bolt for the door. Oh, ha. No, I haven't had carpentry lessons. Oh, here. I think they're coming now. I'll be down in a second.
Oh, sorry we're late, Mildred. We had to attend an Arts Council lunch.
I had a glass of champagne.
I thought you didn't drink, Mr. Lamb.
Don't you believe it? That's the third it had since Japan surrendered. Now, you leave early today, don't you, Mildred?
Yes, sir. Right now, if you don't mind. Bernard's waiting in the hall.
All right, well, off you go then. Enjoy your holiday.
Thank you, sir. Oh, and there's a little job coming for you.
Yes?
I put the telegram on your desk, next to the marmalade. Hurrah.
Bye, Mildred. Have a good time. Telegram, eh? Must be urgent.
Yes, I'll try and remember to read it first thing in the morning.
Shouldn't we look at it now, One? That Arts Council chap was saying he admires the way we get on with things.
Oh, very well, then go on. You'll read it to me.
All right, just a minute.
Yes.
La Belle Marguerite arrives Tilbury 1000 hours Friday. Extra attraction for London show after Points Triumph in Paris and Rome. Have ministry officials meet her with suitable transport and escort her to venue. What's this about, I wonder?
Oh, it is obvious, isn't it? Must be from the Arts Council. There's another artist we've got to look after.
Who is La Belle Marguerite?
Don't show your ignorance, too. I mean, everyone's heard of La Belle Marguerite.
Have they?
Well, yes, she's a star of the ballet, isn't she?
And the Arts Council want us to meet her. Well, how exciting. What does this mean, after Points Triumph in Paris and Rome?
Ah, yes. Well, that's a technical ballet term. I wouldn't expect you to know that, too. Now, ballet dancers go up on their toes, you see.
Yeah,
that's their points.
I see.
They go up on their toes when,
when they're tight or too tight.
Yes. No. Hello, Lennox-Brown dancing. Lennox-Brown speaking.
Angus here. You saw the telegram about La Belle Marguerite?
We'll meet her on Friday at Tilbury.
She'll be coming into number 4, Doc, aboard the SS Amnesia.
SS Amnesia number 4, Doc. Yes.
And you'll see she gets to the show in good time.
Yes, leave it to us, my dear sir.
Ask if this ballet lady understands English.
Oh, yes. Will she be able to understand us?
She understands all she wants to understand. If she starts being stupid, give her a thwack on the rump.
Yes. What?
By the way, she'll probably get dirty on the ship.
Get dirty.
Aye, so see she's washed down.
Mr. Angus, I don't think...
We want her looking good for the show, don't we?
Oh, you're joking, of course. Silly of me, yes. Well, now, you can rely on us. We'll see La Belle Marguerite is well looked after.
Ask him how we'll recognize the lady.
I assume there'll be no difficulty in recognizing her.
Oh, none at all. She's bonny and pink, and she'll have a label round her neck.
Label?
If that's come off, you'll see a mark on her rear end.
On her... Oh, my word, you nearly caught me again there. You see, too, ask a silly question.
Right.
Don't worry, Mr. Angus. We'll take care of everything.
Okay, then see you do, laddie. See you do.
Odd fella. Think he may be Scots.
They're all a bit strange at the Arts Council. You know, when that lorry ran over my bike, I left the wreckage in their hall. Next day, they'd put it on display as a piece of modern art.
Well, we better get ready for La Belle Marguerite.
I reserve her a suite at the Hotel Cochon.
No, not that awful place, too. They say it's an absolute pigsty. No, book her into the deluxe.
Right, yes. And I'll ring the BBC. They may want an interview.
Now, the telegram says, provide suitable transport. Ah, yes, we'd better order the new ministry limousine. It's never been used.
Good idea. La Belle Marguerite will christen it.
Oh, what an honor for us to be meeting her, eh?
Won't Sir Gregory be jealous? I can't wait to see his face.
Now then, you two.
Well, I could have waited a bit longer.
I hope you're getting on with this Arts Council work. Indeed we are, sir, yes. They've asked us to meet La Belle Marguerite at Tilbury on Friday. La Belle Marguerite? Yes, sir.
I hadn't heard of her either, but it turns out she's very famous.
What do you mean? Of course I've heard of her. She's a celebrated, well-known... She's a famous ballet dancer. That's what I was about to say, yes. Yes, I've seen her many times. Her entrechats are outstanding.
Well, all these dancers are well built, aren't they?
For such a great star, sir, we thought a suite at the Deluxe would be appropriate. A suite? Yes. At the Deluxe?
Oh, you think that's too extravagant? Well, perhaps my landlady could put her up on her put-you-up.
No, don't be absurd, Lamb. A celebrity of this magnitude, a beautiful dancer, she must have the use of an elegant flat. A flat, sir? Yes. My London flat has just been redecorated. You can make that available to her.
Put La Belle Marguerite in your flat, Sir Gregory. My word, you're very generous.
Yes, I am, yes. Well, I shall make her welfare my responsibility. Take her out, wine her and dine her, and for the sake of British prestige, of course. Oh, of course. Yes. Unfortunately, I'll be out of town most of Friday, so you look after her during the day. Take her out to lunch at the Hilchester. I shall entertain her after the gala performance. Well, we better ring the Albert Hall and check they're ready to receive her. These glamorous continental women admire mature English gentlemen like myself. I fancy Marguerite and I will get on rather well. It'll be a night I'll never forget.
Do you see Sir Gregory as a mature English gentleman?
Mature? He's positively overripe. I'll phone the Albert Hall and speak to Mr. Ironside.
Who's Mr. Ironside?
Well, he's organizing the program for the gala evening, you see.
Oh, I see.
Hello? Trevor Ironside speaking.
Good afternoon. LENNOX-BROWN at the Ministry. I wanted to check that everything's in hand for La Belle Marguerite on Friday.
Do what, Ducky?
La Belle Marguerite, the Continental Ballet star. You know the name, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm ballet expert, you know. Yes.
Perhaps they haven't told you, but she's coming over as an extra attraction for your gala show.
Oh, but Treasure, that's fabulous. We'll give her the spot before the finale. I wonder what she should dance.
Oh, I suggest an excerpt from a well-known ballet. Something like, or any other you can think of.
What about the time factor?
Yes, that one would do perfectly.
I think she'd better do the Dying Swan. Now, I'll go and tickle up the corps de ballet.
Well, you do whatever you feel you have to do, Mr. No doubt you'll put on extra posters all over London. I mean, she must have lots of publicity. Now then, Sue, come on. There's a great deal to be done before our guest arrives.
Yes. We ought to have something to present her with when we meet her at the docks.
Good thinking. Perhaps some illuminated testimonials of welcome. Like when people get the freedom of the city.
Yes.
Know what I mean? Yes. Well, place an order with the ministry printers.
This is definitely the ship one. Should we go up the gangplank?
Yes, Sue, you lead the way, will you? Have you got the testimonials?
No, I always walk like this.
The scrolls of welcome.
Oh, I see, yes. They're in my briefcase. Perhaps that sailor can tell us where Marguerite is.
Oh, yes. Ahoy there, Battlefield. We're from the ministry.
From the ministry? Sure and begorra.
No, LENNOX-BROWN and them. You see, we're meeting La Belle Marguerite and escorting her back to London.
Well, she's aboard all right. You'll have to sign her landing papers, so you will.
Oh, dear. I hate all this bureaucratic fiddle-faddle. Still, I suppose it has to be done. Look, you go ahead, too, and greet La Belle Marguerite.
You'll find her over there, sir. Across the other side.
Righto. Is my bowler hat on straight?
Yes, Sue. Go on. Trot along. I hope Marguerite had a good voyage.
Oh, that she did, sir. That she did. She grunted a lot at first. But some of the sailors tickled her tummy. And after that, she was as good as gold.
Splendid. What?
Mind you, she turned a bit nasty with the second mate. She pushed him along the deck with her snout. And then she tried to bite him in the stern.
Good Lord. I suppose it's the artistic temperament.
It's something terrible, sir.
What is it to you? You're buggling again. Look, didn't Marguerite appreciate the testimonial?
Yes, she liked them all right.
You're quite sure?
She must have done. She ate them.
Good. Well, in that case, she ate them.
And my new bowler hat. Look out. Here she comes now.
Crawley, is anyone about?
Only me, Mr. LENNOX-BROWN. I hope you don't mind my waiting in your office. I wanted a rubber band to keep my what's-his-names together. Whatever's the matter?
Look, we've just got back from the docks. We went to meet a VIP and got stuck with a PIG. Yes, a prize sow called La Belle Marguerite. She's here, and we've got to cope with her.
She's here?
Well, Mr. Lamb's just pushing her down the corridor. She suddenly decided to stop moving.
But why did you bring her to the ministry?
Well, what else could we do? We couldn't take her to lunch at the Hilchester.
That's true. But didn't anyone see her come in?
No. She just grunted at the hall porter, but luckily didn't look up. She just said good morning to you, Sir Gregory, and went on eating his cornflakes.
Here she is, man. I think she's hungry.
Oh, yes, and that's another thing, isn't it?
Well, I've got some food in my office. I'll go and fetch it, shall I?
Thank you, Mr. Crawley. That would be helpful.
Yes, you can have a few of my ham sandwiches.
Ham sandwiches? Don't be quiet, you brute. Sue, can't you keep her under control? Sir Gregory would go mad if he knew he got a pig in the office.
Good job he's away today.
Nevertheless, try and hush the wretched thing, will you? Now, come on, we've got to think. Good grief. Now look what she's done.
I say. And in your chair, too. Still, she had to lie down somewhere.
If only we knew where she's supposed to go.
We can think about that when we've found the real ballerina.
Oh, don't be daft. There isn't a real ballerina.
Oh, no, I suppose there isn't. That's good. Then we've nothing to worry about.
Oh, no, nothing at all, apart from the fact that we've said there is one. And she's due at the TV studios to be interviewed live at 3 o'clock.
Oh, dear. What are we going to do?
Yes. Now, I'm glad you asked me that.
Huh?
You are going to impersonate a ballerina.
Me? But I don't look like a ballerina.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. Anyway, I can't do it, can I? I mean, ballerinas don't have moustaches. Well, nip down to the recreation room. The drama group keeps some costumes there, you know.
I won't do it. I won't.
If you don't, the press will be onto the whole story and Sir Gregory will kill you. Or worse. Come along. No one will know you in a wig and a tutu.
I have to wear a wig and a tutu, too.
Of course. And slip a couple of lemons down your front.
Good afternoon, viewers. This is Joan Cakehole welcoming you to another edition of Afternoon at Home. First, the world of ballet. And in London for tonight's gala performance is one of the world's great dancers, La Belle Marguerite. Europe has produced many fine ballerinas, but I think it's true to say that Marguerite has something none of the others have. her is Mr. Lennox-Brown, who helped to arrange her visit. Good afternoon, Marguerite.
Good afternoon, Miss Jekyll.
You must have appeared in many great ballets. I'd like to hear about your roles.
I haven't got a rose, I ride a bike.
I'm afraid Marguerite's English isn't very good, Miss Jekyll.
But he speaks perfect English.
Ah, yes, she speaks perfect English, but she doesn't understand it, you see.
I'm not sure that I do. Marguerite, I'm told that seeing you dance the Nutcracker is an amazing experience. I believe it brings tears to the eyes.
Dancing the Nutcracker would bring tears to anyone's eyes.
Excuse me, but are you all right? There seems to be something moving about under your costume.
Oh, my lemons have slipped. Oh.
Come back to it. I mean, Marguerite, I do apologize, Miss Jekyll. These artists are so temperamental. Oh, dear, I am sorry.
Never mind. It was quite an old camera, anyway.
Now, don't you upset yourself, Marguerite. Mr. Lamb and Mr. Lennox-Brown will be back soon and take care of everything. Hello, General Assistance Department.
Pitkin here. Where's Lennox-Brown?
He's not back yet, Sir Gregory. This is Mr. Crawley speaking.
I'm going from Leeds. I'm on my way back to town. Has La Belle Marguerite arrived yet?
Yes, she's here, Sir Gregory.
Oh, she's at the ministry, is she? What's she doing now?
She's lying on the floor, nuzzling her head against my ankle.
Oh, the sensual little mix.
I'll scratch her back. Oh, there, yes, she likes that.
Well, I'll bet she does. Oh, get around to my flat as soon as you can. I shan't be there, but she may want to have a bath.
To your flat? To bath?
Well, it surprises you, does it? Rather fast-going, you think. Well, I fancy Marguerite and I will understand each other. We're two of a kind.
You say so, Sir Gregory.
Now, tonight, after the gala performance, Marguerite and I will relax on my sofa and drink champagne from silver goblets.
Sir Gregory, you are talking about La Belle Marguerite.
Of course I am, man. Take her round to my flat at once.
Hello? Crawley's not here. And Marguerite's gone as well.
Perhaps he found somewhere more suitable for keeping pigs.
Put the kettle on, we'll have a cup of tea. Then we'll make an announcement that La Belle Marguerite is indisposed and can't appear tonight.
It can't appear, but thousands of people have bought tickets. Some of them have queued all night to see Marguerite dance. We can't disappoint them.
What are you talking about, Sue? How can she dance? She doesn't exist.
Yes, she does. You're looking at her.
You out of your mind.
If I was Marguerite on the telly, I could be Marguerite at the Albert Hall. I'm a natural dancer. I've been in lots of shows for the civil service players. I'm going to do it, and you can't stop me.
But, Sue, all the critics will be there. They'll tear you to ribbons.
We open radio's Arts Review tonight with a report from our critic Harold Hobhouse, who's rushed to the studio from the gala performance at the Royal Albert Hall. Mr. Hobhouse, you look quite white and shaken.
Well, I am white, and I'm very shaken. What an astounding evening. The Royal Philharmonic at the very, very best. The shattering sound of the German women's male voice choir. But above all, the undoubted star of the occasion, La Belle Marguerite, doing the dying swan as she's never been done before. It was a bold break with convention. I never expected to see the dying swan actually tap dancing. Marguerite's backward plunge into the orchestra pit seemed almost accidental. Yet when she did a series of cartwheels, the audience were amazed at her tremendous feat. It was a truly staggering performance. Marguerite seemed eager to dance all night, but after her 23rd encore, she was dragged off stage by a figure in pinstripe trousers and a bowler hat.
This was symbolic, I suppose.
Oh, indeed, yes. Authority crushing the free spirit. I dare say ballet purists may cavil at two sung choruses of Old MacDonald Had a Farm. To me, Marguerite touched greatness tonight. And small wonder that as I left the Albert Hall, admirers were besieging her dressing room.
I'm a star. I'm a star.
Oh, be quiet, Joe. For heaven's sake, get out of that ballet costume and let's get away from here.
Oh, it'll be someone else for my autograph.
It's me, Marguerite. Sir Gregory Pitches.
It's Sir Gregory. He was taking Marguerite to his flat after the show.
But I can't go to his flat. He might start getting amorous.
Well, you brought this on yourself, too. If you don't go with Sir Gregory, it'll all be exposed.
But if I do go with Sir Gregory, I'll be exposed.
Hurry up, dear lady. I'm waiting.
Marguerite is just powdering her nose, Sir Gregory. Don't use smuggling, too. Put that wig on again. Look, I'll stay with you as long as I can. Perhaps we can tire him out. Now, come on. We mustn't arouse his suspicion.
Here we are, Marguerite. Come along, my dear. This is my humble flat. No need for you to come in, Lennox-Brown. Off you go.
But Sir Gregory, can't he come in for a nightcap?
No, my dear. He looks silly in a nightcap. You'll be safe enough with me. Go on, Lennox-Brown. Buzz off. He's a crowd. What? Come along, my dear. This way.
Sir Gregory, you're squeezing my arm.
Oh, you provocative little minx. Good night, Lennox-Brown. At last, Marguerite, we're alone. Just the two of us. Dear me, was that champagne too fizzy for you? Lie down, my dear. You'll soon feel better. Loosen your clothing, what? Let's cast off all our inhibitions. Tonight is a magic night. There's something in the air.
Oh, there certainly is.
On such a night, the moon and stars seem to whisper a special message. Good grief, there's a pig in the flat. No! Get out of it!
Time to meet the men from the ministry. We're about to hear more low notes in high places from Norma Ronald, Ronald Baddiley, John Graham, and the men from the ministry, Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. For the staff of the General Assistance Department, their office in Whitehall is a place beset with pressures and problems. It's a welcome break when some task takes them outdoors, even if it's only as far as a nearby building site.
Morning, ma'am.
Oh, morning, too. And what a beautiful morning it is.
Yeah.
So this is the new block you're keeping an eye on, eh? For the Ministry of Social Security, I gather.
That's right. They're calling it Wilson Towers.
Oh. Don't tell me it's leaning to the left.
No, it's shaped like a sauce bottle.
Oh?
The trouble is, this block should have been finished months ago. The workmen are well behind schedule.
Yes, well, you're wise to call me in. I'm something of an expert on building matters, you know. Oh, yes. Yes, I put a new handle on our greenhouse door, you know.
The men just don't seem to work. That's the trouble. They don't want to get on with it.
They've a marvelous gadget in Russia, I hear, for speeding up work and production.
Oh, what's that?
I think it's called a whip. Good Lord, that workman's got 2 spades in his hand.
Yes, and the ace of diamonds. That's what I mean. It's nearly 11 o'clock and nobody's started work yet.
I'll soon sort this lot out. Good. I say, my man, I want a word with you.
Morning, sir. You'll be after doing what?
My name's Lennox-Brown. We're ministry men. We're here to advise and consult.
We're assisting the Department of Environment to safeguard aesthetic and ecological aspects of New London building.
Current inertia and deceleration on this project indicate a marked shortfall on the completion program as forecast.
Chairperson Picara, would you mind speaking English?
This skyscraper block should be finished by now, but the inside's hardly touched.
I suppose you'll say your schedule is too tight.
Not at all. I've always walked like this.
Oh, Lottie, we're getting nowhere with this fellow.
You'd best be after having a word with Mr. Makepeace. Now, he runs things around here.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, Cyril.
Oh, him. He's their leader.
Is he?
A real troublemaker. Last week he demanded padded handles on all picks and shovels.
Padded handles? Whatever for?
So they'd be softer for the men to lean on.
Here's Mr. Makepeace now, sir.
What is it you want?
My colleague and I would like to discuss ways and means of speeding up work on this site.
Is that so?
Yes.
For instance, Couldn't your men climb the ladder with more than one brick at a time?
And then there's the question of tea breaks, you know. Now, how many do you have here?
Only 2. What's wrong with that?
2 tea breaks. Oh, yes, well, that seems reasonable enough, yes.
But one, he means 2 every hour.
Now, look here. You've not come to interfere and make trouble, have you?
Oh, no, certainly not.
Good. Now, clear off the pair on you. And if you turn up here again, I'll shove you both in that concrete mixer.
Well, we'll go at once. It's been a most useful chat, Mr. Makepeace.
Yes.
Let's get back to the office one. Mildred will make us a nice cup of tea.
Good night.
Pinstripe parasites. They'll not be back here in a hurry.
Quite right, sir. And if they do come back, they'll not see me. I shut me eyes.
Here, I'll throw this brick at them. Show them I mean what I say. There! Now!
Nice one, Cyril.
There, Mr. Lamb. You sit back and relax. What an awful experience.
Those workmen are terribly difficult, Mildred. They're a really tough mob.
Mind you, we took a tough line with them, you know. Oh, my word, yes. Oh, I wasn't standing any nonsense.
Yes, we certainly put them in their place.
How did you get this black eye, then?
I bumped into some workmen with hods of bricks.
Yes, there are some awkward hods about there. This building business is fraught with problems, you know.
Still, we've done rather well with that other development. That's all gone very smoothly.
What development's that, sir?
The new recreational centre for MPs. You know those buildings at the foot of Whitehall?
They're open already, Mildred. There are Turkish bars, squash courts, and saunas.
Cost a fortune, you know. Oh, not that it matters. I mean, it's all public money.
We did a really good job there. We spotted the plans weren't right, and we redesigned the whole thing.
Well done. The permanent undersecretary should be pleased for once.
Well, he should be, but you never know with Sir Gregory. He's such an old villain.
Hello? Someone talking about me?
No, Sir Gregory, we were talking about another old villain.
Hello, Sir Gregory. Hello.
The MP's recreational centre is open, I hear.
Indeed it is.
We can take credit for that, Sir Gregory.
Oh, you can you?
We made quite a few adjustments to the original plan.
Is that so? Quite a few adjustments, eh?
That is correct, sir.
No, Lennox-Brown, it is very far from correct.
Oh.
Thanks to you, the changing rooms are on one side of Whitehall, and the baths are on the other.
The baths are on the other.
Yes, with the result that MPs are forced to run across the road wearing nothing but a towel and a worried look.
Oh, dear.
Very awkward, Sir Gregory.
Awkward? It's outrageous. The Chancellor of the Exchequer was crossing the road for a bath, and his towel got caught in a passing scooter.
Oh.
Now the Chancellor's been run in for streaking.
Hey.
Well, he's furious, of course. The whole of Whitehall saw his predicament. You incompetent, bungling, bird-brained idiots.
Now, Sir Gregory, I mean, just because we make a tiny slip-up now and then...
Now and then, Lennox-Brown, every task you're given, no matter how simple, no matter how small, is in the end bungled and botched. This department is a permanent disaster area, and I'm fed up with it, fed up. Have I made myself plain?
If you haven't, someone did.
And you, Miss Mervyn, stop muttering. You're no better than these two.
Oh, sir, that's an awful thing to say.
It was thanks to your typing error that the President of Bosnia was described in the welcoming address as a very impotent person. I used to think this office was the bottom, but since then the standard's gone down. You're useless, all of you, useless.
Useless?
You're no use at all, except as a horrible example.
Sir Gregory, there are limits to the abuse we can take, you know. Even a worm will turn.
Well, what if it does? It's just as hopeless on the other side.
I mean, we don't have to stand here and put up with it.
Indeed you don't, Lennox-Brown. You can go any time, all of you.
Oh.
But while you're here, you'll make some attempt to do things properly. What about this new building for the Social Security people?
Wilson Towers, sir. We've asked the workmen to speed things up. We suggested fewer tea breaks.
Fewer tea breaks?
Yes.
You're to inform them that all tea breaks will cease until the building's completed.
Oh, you mean you want us to tell them, Sir Gregory?
Naturally. And another thing, I've had a complaint from the Foreign Secretary. He fears that people on the top floor of this skyscraper will be able to look into the Foreign Office washroom. They could see staff powdering their noses and putting on their makeup.
Oh, dear, we wouldn't want the girls to be embarrassed.
It's the men's washroom that's involved.
Well, what do you want us to do, son?
They'll go up on the roof of Wilson Towers, take a pair of binoculars.
Oh. And make sure it doesn't overlook anything it shouldn't overlook.
Exactly. And if it does, the whole building will have to come down.
Well, isn't that rather ruthless, Sir Gregor?
I am ruthless, Lennox-Brown. Just remember that.
Strange man. He's like Jekyll and Hyde, isn't he? Half the time he's difficult and irritable and quite unpleasant. Then something snaps, and he really turns nasty.
I don't mind going up the top of Wilson Towers, but how are we going to tell the workmen they can't have any more tea breaks? Will you tell them one?
By all means. Oh, I'm not afraid of them. On the other hand, of course, a written memo might be better. Yeah. It'll carry more weight, you see.
You mean hand it to them in writing?
Not exactly hand it to them. I think we'd do better to post it. I'll dictate a note and it can go off today.
Righty-ho, sir. Yeah. And can I come on the roof of Wilson Towers? I'd love to see the view.
But I thought you couldn't stand heights. You get vertigo if you wear high heels.
Well, I'll be all right, sir, as long as I don't go near the edge.
Yes, very well. Then I have to go to the housing department tomorrow morning, but we'll all meet on the building site in the afternoon at 3 o'clock.
Well, it's gone 3 and no sign of Mr. Lamb yet.
Oh, he'll turn up, Mildred.
Have you got the binoculars, sir?
No, but I've got a telescope.
Oh.
Yes, it's the one I used in that play about Nelson for the Civil Service Drama Group.
Here I am. Sorry I'm late, but I had to buy some potatoes to take home for Mrs. Bradley.
Right, well, come along then. Let's get up on the roof.
Do we have to walk up 26 flights of stairs, sir?
No, Mildred. We couldn't even if we wanted to. The stairs aren't built yet. The only way up and down is by this workman's lift.
Well, shouldn't we ask their permission?
No! There's no need to disturb them. I'm sure they're all very busy.
I say, one, there's that Mr. Makepeace over there.
Come along, two. Press the button. The lift will take us straight up to the roof.
Right. I say, hold on to your bowler hat, one. It's very flowy up here.
What a blooming fabulous view. I can see the whole of London. There's St. Paul's. Oh, and I can see the Tower of London.
Oh, and I can see Mrs. Bradley's.
Mrs. Bradley's what?
I say, I can see our offices through my telescope. By Jove, there's old Crawley, all alone in his room.
Little does he know he's being watched.
Good Lord. What is he doing with that paper cup? My word. You'll never believe what he's trying to balance it on. He's done it. Crawley's balancing a cup on the end of his nose.
And you always said he had no talent.
Can you see the Foreign Office, sir?
Yes, I can see right in there. No, there's nothing unusual. No, all the top brass sleeping at their desks. Oh, wait a minute. There's one chap chasing his secretary round and round the table. No. She's chasing him. By Jove.
What about this problem, man? Can you see into the men's room?
No. You can see the windows, but you can't look in. They've got little chintz curtains patterned with pansies.
It's fun up here, isn't it? I think those workmen are jolly lucky to work at a place like this. I can't think why they're always moaning and going slow.
And I'll tell you this, hooligan, if them pinstripe layabouts comes here today trying to tell us what to do, I'll give them a knuckle sandwich.
Quite right, Sarah. Oh, this letter has just come for you.
Letter? Oh, let's have it then.
My old mother had a letter once, you know. She was so proud, she never opened it. Didn't want to spoil the envelope, you see.
Why, heck.
Oh, is it bad news, Cyril?
This letter's from them ministry swine, ordering us to stop all tea breaks.
No, I shan't believe it. And if I was able to read, I'd only believe it if I read it.
How dare they stop our tea breaks? By heck, that does it. Tell the lads.
Oh, that I will. Oh, tell the lads what?
Everybody out.
Oh, Bicara, you mean we'll strike?
Oh, you're quick, oh, hooligan, I'll give you that. I want every man out of here, double quick. Get them down on the scaffolding, switch off the power for the drills and the lift. Nothing moves on this site till we get our tea break.
You're right there. We'll stay out forever if it takes 6 months.
We'll shout them ministry twits sitting in their plush offices. They don't know what it's like on the building.
Well, time to go home, I suppose. Press the button for the lift, Mildred, will you? And we'll be on our way.
Righty-ho, sir.
Oh, I have enjoyed it up here, one.
Yes.
This marvellous view. I feel I could almost stay longer.
The lift's not coming, sir, and the light doesn't go on when I press the button.
Oh, I'll do it, Mildred. Perhaps you haven't got the knack.
Oh.
Well, you're right. It doesn't go on. The whole thing's dead. Almost as if the power were cut off.
I say, Ron, it's deserted down there. There's no one moving on the site.
Good grief. They've packed up work for the day. They must have turned off the power when they went.
Oh, that's awkward. We'll have to go down the stairs.
Oh, Mr. Lamb, there aren't any stairs, remember?
Oh.
It's a blue-and grey hole where the stairs are going to be.
Without that lift, there's no way down.
We'd better shout for help.
Oh, save your breath. We're 400 feet above the traffic. No one will hear us.
Blimey, we're stuck here for the night.
Well, I'm not staying here all night. We must wave something white and attract attention.
Good idea. I'll nip down and buy a flag.
Don't be daft, too. Look, we'll have to improvise. Now, let's see. Something large and white. Your shirt will do.
My shirt? I'm not taking my shirt off.
If you don't take it off, we'll wave it about with you still inside it. Now, listen, Sue. Listen, I'm in charge here. Just give me the shirt. Come on. Now, I'll wave it about, and you two keep your eyes open and see if anybody spots it. And perhaps it might be worth shouting. Are you ready?
Yep.
Right.
Oh, Mr. Lennox-Brown, you look worn out.
Well, you'd be worn out if you'd been waving a shirt for 3 hours. Well, that's the end. There's no point in waving it in the dark. It's incredible, isn't it? All that effort and no one saw us or heard us.
Well, practically no one. That chap at the Foreign Office noticed you were waving.
Fat lot of help he was. All he did was wave back.
Well, I'm afraid there's nothing for it. We are here for the night.
Well, as the workmen left early, let's hope they get here early in the morning.
Yes, well, we'll just have to grin and bear it, I suppose. Now, we'd better make some rude sleeping arrangements.
Do what?
Don't be silly, Mildred. You're safe with Mr. Lamb and myself. We're both gentlemen, you know. Yes, it could be quite an experience sleeping up here in the open air. Well, I mean, at least it's a fine night.
Oh, dear, and we didn't bring our umbrellas.
Oh, what an awful night, sir. Did you get any sleep at all?
No, not really, Mildred, no. The wind kept me awake.
Oh, it's 'cause you had no supper. How about you, Mr. Lamb?
I didn't dare go to sleep.
Why ever not?
There's no wall over there, 400 feet up. I sleepwalk, you see. If I'd dropped off, I might have dropped off.
Well, the workmen will be here soon. You keep a lookout, too. I'm going to wash my face in this puddle. Must look smart when they get here. Thank heavens it's almost over.
I really can't understand it, Mildred. 11 o'clock and still no sign of the builders.
That looks like a crowd down there, just outside the gate. Have a look through your telescope, Mr. Lennox-Brown.
Yes, wait a minute. By Jove, yes, it's a bunch of workmen. Wait a minute, they're carrying banners and placards.
What do they say, sir?
No tea breaks, no work. Good grief. They're on strike.
Do you realise what that means?
Yes, they don't like our stopping their tea break.
Not just that. We're trapped up here till they go back to work.
And they won't do that till the tea band's lifted.
Well, I suppose you'd better give in, one. Let them have their tea breaks.
Well, how can I do that when I'm stuck up here? Oh, haven't you grasped it yet? We're on this roof till the end of the strike.
Oh, but that could take days.
Days? Oh, the last building strike went on for 9 months.
No.
Oh, down there, now, stop it. Stop. Stop it, both of you. Now, our survival will depend on keeping calm and organizing ourselves till someone guesses we're up here. Now, wait a minute. Now, have we got any food?
Well, I've got a piece of chewing gum in my pocket. It's only half chewed, and I could get the fluff off it.
And, two, you have those potatoes you brought for your landlady.
Oh, so I have.
Yes.
That's good, isn't it? We can have chips today, mashed tomorrow, fried next day.
And how are we going to cook them?
Jacket on Friday. And... Oh, You don't mean we eat them raw?
But we've no alternative, have we? I'll ration them out day by day. And we need protein.
Oh,
yes. Now, perhaps we could catch a pigeon. Using a piece of string in my bowler hat.
What are we going to drink? I'm thirsty.
We'll trap rainwater in Mr. Lamb's bowler hat.
but won't that shrink it, Run?
Or better still, we'll use that big tarpaulin. Now, I'll make a rude shelter with scaffolding poles and that corrugated sheet.
Raw potatoes could upset my tummy.
Oh, nonsense. On reflection, it won't be for long. The ministry can't function without us, can it? I mean, they'll spot we're missing and they'll put two and two together. Oh, yes, they're probably in a state at the office already.
Be with you in a moment, Miss Lusty. I just want a word with Mr. Lamb. Morning, Mr. Lamb. He's not here. Mr. Lennox-Brown? Cooey!
Ah, Crawley. You're looking for them, too.
They're not here, Sir Gregory.
Nor is Miss Murphy. Very strange. I know they're always late, but never as late as this.
Oh, it's most odd, sir.
Probably out on the tiles last night.
Well, I doubt it. Mr. Lamb never goes to bed late. Except sometimes he does stay up for the 9 o'clock news.
On the other hand, I had occasion to upbraid them yesterday. I gave them a good dressing down.
Oh, I heard you, sir, from the office next door. That's Sir Gregory, I said, giving them a piece of his what's-his-name.
And Lennox-Brown got on his high horse. We don't have to stay here, he said. By Jove. Perhaps they've left. Walked off in a huff.
Oh, well, if they have, sir, I'm sure they'll come back.
Yes, I'm afraid you're right. They'll return, no doubt, with their tails between their legs. They won't stay out in the cold for long.
It's not very flattering, is it? 5 days and no one's missed us.
They will, Mildred, they will.
What exactly are you doing, sir, with all that burning paper?
I was a Boy Scout, you know. Some years ago. Yes. So, having collected all the paper we could muster, I ignited it by focusing the sun through my glasses.
Well, yes, sir, I saw you, but why?
Well, don't you see? To make a change from raw potato. I'm cooking this briefcase.
Cooking the briefcase.
Well, it's soft leather, you see. I mean, it should taste just like a canteen steak.
Well, I never saw a steak with a zip fastener before.
Just keep your chin up, Mildred, and fix that tarpaulin. Oh, dear me, that fire didn't last very long. Where is Mr. Lamb, by the way?
He went off on his own to the other end of the roof.
Great news, Run. I can see a way to escape. We must get lots of bits of paper and write help and please rescue us and drop them all over the edge.
By Jove, too, you've hit it. You've hit it. Why didn't we think of that before?
One little snag, sir.
Yes?
You just collected all the paper we had and burnt it.
Oh, glory.
Oh, One, how could you do such a thing? It was our only chance.
Oh, be quiet, too, and pull yourself together, both of you. They're bound to have missed us at the office by now. They'll be sending out search parties. Sir Gregory must be sick with worry.
They've been gone for over a week, Crawley. I really believe they've left us for good.
So you don't think they'll come back with their what's-his-names between their what's-his-names?
No, I must have mortally offended them. I can't think why I didn't do it before. Have a cigar, my dear fellow. Let's celebrate.
Oh, thank you, sir. If Mr. Lennox-Brown and Mr. Lamb aren't coming back, someone will have to take their place, won't I? I mean, their jobs are vacant.
By thunder, Crawley, I don't see why you shouldn't take over. Unofficially, of course, till the selection board confirm your appointment.
Oh, well, I'm sure they'll do that, sir, once they see my enormous what's-his-name.
Yes, well, your first task will be sorting out the builders at Wilson Towers. Thanks to Lennox-Brown's bungling, they're out on strike.
Oh, leave it to me, sir. I'll deal with them. And if I'm moving into this office, I'd like to make a few changes.
I'm glad to hear it.
You're trembling, Mr. Lennox-Brown. Whatever can you see through your telescope?
I could see Crawley in our office.
Eh?
Yes, he's putting up some sort of graph and taking down my bunny girl calendar. And he's putting his feet up on my desk.
It's a mirage, like people see in the desert when they're on the run from the British Legion.
It's not a mirage, Mildred. Here's the telescope. See for yourself.
Yeah, you're right. Crawley's drinking tea from our pot.
No.
He might at least have used a cup. Gregory's just come in. He seems to be laughing. Now I've seen everything.
Not quite, Mildred. If you look over there, you'll see Mr. Lamb carving out his will on the concrete.
Poor soul. Do you think he's cracked?
I thought so for years.
You all right, Mr. Lamb?
This is the end. The end, you hear? There's only one potato left. And his eyes seem to follow me everywhere.
Steady, too, steady.
No use, don't you see that? We'll all be transferred to that great ministry in the sky.
He's right, sir. We done well to hang on for a fortnight. We can't go on much longer.
No, this won't do, this won't do. Look, we'll have a sing-song to keep up our spirits.
A sing-song?
Yes, now come along with me now. We're sitting on top of the world.
Well done, Crawley. So you settled a workman's strike after only a month.
Oh, yes, Sir Gregory. There's just one way to deal with these troublemakers. I insisted they had more tea breaks, higher wages and shorter hours. I drive a hard bargain, you know, I really do.
And they're back at work this morning. I can see the first lift going up now with a couple of workmen. That's the way to do things, what?
Did you enjoy your strike then, Cyril?
Oh, well, I felt like a bit of a change, so I nipped down the Riviera. Spent a few days in Monte. What about you, O'Hooligan?
Oh, sure, and I fancied a change and all. So I worked for the building site down Lewisham way.
Well, now we're back, we best clean up this roof. I'll bet there's some rubbish left lying around. Here we are at the top, then. Open the gate. Over here. I dare say the rain's been... Yeah!
What is it, Cyril?
Stay where you are, O'Hooligan. Don't look. It's not a pretty sight.
And now the rest of the news. 3 civil servants were today brought down from a London skyscraper block after spending a month on the roof. It was thought at first they'd been trapped there, but a ministry spokesman, Sir Gregory Pitkin, later denied this. He said no civil servant could be that stupid. The 3 had in fact been researching the effects of exposure on the human frame. They had to assess the process of human deterioration. And the 2 men had been chosen because they were halfway there to start with. As they left the roof this morning, one man, Deryck Lennox-BROWN, was seen to be eating his bowler hat. The other, Richard Lamb, was running round with a straw in his mouth shouting, "I'm a bird, I nest in high places." The 3rd civil servant, Miss Mildred Murphin, explained that they'd lived on a bag of potatoes. It hadn't been pleasant, but they were thankful for small Murphys. It's just been announced that all 3 will be decorated by the League of Scientists for their courage in the cause of research. Medals will be presented by their president at next month's annual dinner.
And in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I repeat that these gallant persons well deserve the medals I have so graciously bestowed upon them.
Graciously. Just because I'm wearing a low-cut dress, you took 10 minutes pinning mine on.
May I commend you once again, all of you, on your very great courage and endurance.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We are proud to have pushed back the frontiers of knowledge.
To think you could have left that roof at any time.
What? We could have left the roof?
Well, of course, by switching the lift to automatic. That way it works off a battery.
You mean we weren't really trapped at all? We didn't have to stay there? It was all for nothing?
Steady, too.
No,
Keep calm.
I can't stand it. I don't believe it.
Put the president down. Let him go, too.
Hitting the roof as the men from the ministry were Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Also featured were Norma Ronald, Ronald Baddiley and John Graham. The programme was written by Edward Taylor and John Graham and produced by Edward Taylor.